Your real point. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Real Confessions podcast. I am your host. Oh, girl. Y'all heard that? Your host. I am your host, Aida Ozuna. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode. I'm super grateful for you guys to be here. And yeah, I'm just happy for you guys to be able to just tune into this episode. And you guys have been showing so much love to the podcast. I know I haven't really been putting out episodes, but thank you so much. And every episode I want to be of value. So my episodes, you can re-listen as many times as you want for motivation and inspiration. And even I do it sometimes when I do lose motivation throughout the day. I listen to my own episodes. So I know you guys can re-listen to the episodes. And yeah, thank you guys so much for all my listeners here in the United States. Also my listeners outside of the United States. I am grateful for every single one of you guys that are sharing my podcast, that are tuning into the episodes, that are leaving reviews. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you guys. So today is I actually relaunched my business November the 5th, which is why I haven't been going crazy on my podcast, which my podcast is something that I'm really going to go ahead and take serious because this is something that makes me so happy. Like recording these episodes really just, I don't know, it just helps me. It's very therapeutic. So I definitely am going to be putting my all into my podcast, and as I have been doing. But yeah, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about going hard for yourself. And I didn't script this or anything. Like, I'm just going to be talking like off of my head. And if I'm rambling, I'm sorry. But I do have my tea here. Make sure you grab your tea and your snacks. So I am going to go ahead and take a sip as always. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So we're going to be talking about going hard for yourself and why it's important to go hard for yourself. Oftentimes we feel like we need support from other people to go hard, but in reality, when you're doing something, especially starting a business or starting a new venture, starting a podcast, starting a YouTube channel, starting something new, a new hobby, whatever, a lot of the times people are not going to see your vision and not support you. And you shouldn't let that discourage you from going after what it is that you do want to do. Another thing, don't be afraid. I feel like I've done this too, and I often see this now. A lot of people they feel some type of way with posting what they're doing, not what they're doing, but posting like their businesses or putting themselves out there because they feel like they're going to be annoying, quote unquote annoying. And I just feel like you need to be able to go hard for yourself. You need to go hard for you because nobody's going to go hard for you. And that's something that I've learned throughout my journey so far. And I now don't expect the support. I always say this. I don't expect the support. Of course, I would love the support. I would love people to purchase for my business. I would love people to listen to my podcast. I would love people to listen to my YouTube channel. But guess what? I don't expect it. You know, when I first launched my business in June, I didn't go with it like, yeah, I'm gonna sell out. Like, yes, I knew I would, I had that feeling that I was, but I genuinely went into it with the expectation like, okay, I'll probably get like 10 orders. Like, that's my goal, at least 10 orders. And I exceeded that just for like my relaunch. I didn't expect to get orders. Like, I went so long, I was like, oh my God, what if people forgot about me or this and this? But no, I did get orders. But it's all about putting yourself out there. Even though sometimes we may doubt ourselves, don't feel like you need outside validation to go after what it is that you want to do. Go hard for you. Nobody's going, and I talked about this on my personal page. If you don't follow at Aida Ozuna, but I talked about this on my personal page. Nobody is going to go hard for you as you go hard for you. Nobody's going to stay up. For example, let's talk about me. Nobody's going to stay up at 5 o'clock in the morning to work on my business for me. Nobody's going to stay up and pack these orders for me. Nobody's going to stay up and post on Instagram for me unless I do hire a social media manager or something. But I'm not hiring one right now. So nobody's going to do it for me. I have to do it all myself. Nobody's going to record this podcast for me because I'm like, nobody's going to do it for me. This is my podcast. So that goes with you. Apply it to your life. Whatever it is that you're doing, remember that nobody's going to do it for you. So you need to go hard for yourself. Even on the days, like, to be transparent, today I did not want to wake up. I'm like, oh my God, I am tired. Like, I am tired as hell. I'm not gonna lie. I did press snooze on one, but I'm like, Ada, the next time, and it was because it was close. So I was like, Ada, the next time this alarm ring, you getting up. And I threw the phone across the room, and I forced myself to literally get up because I was so tired. I fell asleep super late, and yeah, I was just, I don't know, it was just my body. It was so tired. So yeah, I forced myself to get up, even on the days where you're tired and you're not motivated. Today I was motivated because I motivated myself to get up, but I was super tired. But even like for you, like you may not be motivated, or you don't feel inspired, or you're super tired or sick, whatever it is. Even on those days where you don't feel like doing nothing, get up. Get up, because I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. And today I know is going to be amazing, and I'm going to make use of today. I feel like every day is a day to get closer to your goals, and oftentimes we take advantage because we'll be like, oh no, we'll do it tomorrow or next week. No. And I'm recording this podcast because I said it to my followers and to my supporters that a new episode is coming this week. It is Thursday, so I'm like, Ada, come on. No, I'm not a liar. I am busy and I do have a lot of things to do with my business and preparing and everything, but guess what? I said that I was going to do it, and I'm going to do it. So I have to push myself to do things. And that's the thing, we oftentimes make excuses, but everybody at the end of the day, you have time to do whatever it is that you should be doing. For example, let's say that you want to work out. You can't be like, no, I don't have time. We all have time to do things. We just don't set the time aside to do those things. And now I feel like I'm rambling, but yeah, go hard for you. Be able to push yourself despite how you're feeling, despite you not being motivated. Be able to push yourself to and also be able to put yourself out there. I feel like oftentimes we struggle with this, and I definitely have struggled with this a lot. I feel like I'll be like, oh my God, like maybe I'm too annoying. Maybe I'm putting myself too much out there. There's no such thing as putting yourself too much out there. Like, you want to go hard for yourself, promote yourself, market your products. Honestly, my business is taking over my personal page. I'm not going to lie. And I know like some people say separate them, but I go hard that I even post my business stuff on my personal stuff, because at the end of the day, I'm utilizing somebody's calling me. I'm utilizing all of my platforms, all of my social medias. So at the end of the day, if somebody doesn't want to support you, that's on them. That's on them. And they're taking an L. So yeah, go hard for you, and despite of the obstacles, keep going. It does get hard. This entrepreneur life, it really has humbled me. But guess what? I wouldn't trade it for the world, because I'm living in my truth, number one, which is important. Live in your truth and live your authentic self. Because I feel like oftentimes social media makes us feel like we need to act a certain way or be a certain way. But no, in reality, your story, and I'm going to do a whole podcast about that, but who you are makes you special. Who you are makes people attracted to you and your story. So make sure you live in your purpose and you live in your truth, and that's what it's all about. So number one, I wouldn't trade it, because I'm able to live in my truth. I'm able to do what it is that I want to do. I'm able to implement things in my business that I want to implement. I'm able to inspire people how I want to inspire. I remember working a 9 to 5, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I remember me working and I have to do what they say. But guess what? This entrepreneur life, yes, it's hard, but you do what you want to do. Number one, it allows you to just be more authentic. Number two, it allows you to just be free. Yes, it's harder. It requires discipline. It requires hard work, but it just allows you to be free and open and just be able to take risks. And I love something that I've always loved doing is taking risk. I'm somebody that I love that adrenaline. Yes, we may get anxious and scared, but that adrenaline really does hit different. And afterwards, where you do something really, really scary, it's like, wow, I really did that. So yeah, being an entrepreneur is definitely hard, but I just know that this is something that I'm meant to do. I'm really about this life. No matter how much I do complain and oh my God, I'm tired. Guess what? Your girl's always thinking about how to do something different, how to do something better. I always have something up my sleeve. And that's honestly what it's all about. Don't be willing and don't be scared to be willing to step out of your comfort zone and take risk and do things you've never done before, because at the end of the day, Go hard for you. Clap for yourself when nobody else is clapping for you. And I talked about this on one of my podcast episodes. And I recently seen a quote on Instagram, and it was like, it's hard to be consistent when others are not clapping for you. And I could definitely relate to that. Sometimes, often as humans, we want people to support us. We want that outside validation. But it's all about just believing in yourself, knowing that what it is that you want to do, you can achieve regardless if people say yes or people say no. Being an entrepreneur, you need to do things, even though, like, I've reached out to a lot of people that I want to collaborate with. Some of them said no. Not everybody says yes, okay? Not everybody's going to say yes. But guess what? Even in the midst of all the no's, you need to still be able to keep going. And that's what it's all about. Going hard for you. Believing in yourself even when others don't believe in you. Even when others don't want to help you out or support you or collab with you. You have to keep going. And don't let lack of support, I talked about this in my text community, don't let lack of support discourage you. Because people are not always going to support you. In the beginning, a lot of people did not support me. But guess what? As time goes on, even the same people that didn't support me at the time, now they're inspired. They're motivated, you know? And yeah, like, I just feel like don't worry about the lack of support. Worry about the support that you do have. Don't focus on, oh my God, I don't have, no. Focus on the support that you do have. If what you have is 10 followers, guess what? Focus on those 10 followers. Focus on engaging with those 10 followers, because what it really is word of mouth. Other people tag you, other people mention you, and that's what it's all about. Going hard for you, and then all of that is just going to work like by itself. Because you go hard for you. It starts with you, and boom, you inspire somebody. Boom, that person tags somebody and brings them to your page. Boom, that other person posts on their story and 10 other people see it. So that's how it starts. So if you don't believe in yourself from the beginning, you're not going to see any results. And that's what this whole podcast was about. And that is to go hard for you regardless. Okay? Go hard for you regardless, because you should be your biggest fan. You should be the person clapping for you all the time. Like, whoop! Yep, I did that. Because guess what? Nobody's going to do it for you if you don't do it for yourself. And yes, it sucks. It sucks not getting support. It sucks not getting sales. It sucks not getting that love. But guess what? It's going to come. The love is going to come. Your vibe attracts your tribe. That's a quote that I love. Your vibe attracts your tribe. As long as you're living in your authentic, true self, the people like that are going to support you and that are meant to support you, they're going to come. But you have to be able to believe in you and go hard for you. I know I keep saying that, but go hard for you. Nobody's going to put in the work for you. Nobody's going to pay your bills. Nobody's going to help you like throughout your business. Like, nobody's going to do that. So you have to do it for you. And always remember those times that you get discouraged, those times where you feel like you can't do it anymore, those times where you feel like you want to give up. You have to think about why you started in the first place. And I know, like, you don't have to be an entrepreneur. I know not a lot of entrepreneurs listen to me, but whatever it is that you're doing in life, you know, whatever occupation you're doing, whatever activity, whatever hobby, when you feel like you want to quit, think about why is it that you started in the first place? Because it's oftentimes we react out of emotion, out of how we feel in the current moment. But you have to think about how you felt when you first started off. You know, when it gets hard in my business, when I'm not getting the amount of sales that I want or the engagement that I want or however, and yes, I get discouraged, but then I think about how I felt when I first launched my business, that adrenaline, that happiness, that rush. And that's the same thing that you need to do when you get discouraged with whatever you're doing, is think about how you felt. Like, think about the emotions, think about what you smelled. Like, it really goes that deep, because literally your mind controls how, like, of course you can't control everything in your life, but your mind literally controls everything that happens around you. And like, you're willing, like, a lot of people manifest bad things upon their life because that's what they speak out, that's what they give out. So yes, we're not going to be positive 24/7, but be able to believe in yourself, be able to put out positive affirmations out into the universe. So just be able to put out that positive energy, and I'm telling you, it's going to come back. So yeah, this episode was just an episode on talking about just believing in yourself, even though when others might not believe in you. And just know that somebody out there is watching you. Somebody out there is inspired by your journey. And you'd be playing yourself and you'd be playing them if you just quit. So it's no quitting. I always say take breaks, but there's no quitting ever. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you with an activity. And I'm going to do this too after this episode. So I want you to really do it. And that is write 4 things down that you are grateful for currently right now in this moment. Right now I'm recording this. It is November the 12th. It should be up really soon. But I want you, after this episode is done, or even you could pause it right now, grab a pen and paper or your notes on your iPhone, and write 4 things down that you are grateful for. I always say I definitely feel like being grateful attracts abundance, attracts blessings. So write 4 things down that you're currently grateful for in your journey right now, wherever you are in your spiritual journey, in your entrepreneur journey, in just your journey, your life. Write 4 things down that you are grateful for that you accomplished so far. And I'm telling you, blessings are going to come. Blessings are going to come every time I show gratitude. God just blesses me with something else. So remember to show gratitude. So like I said, write 4 things down that you are currently grateful for, and that gives you the motivation to keep going. Oftentimes we don't take a step back to show gratitude and to give ourselves credit, but write those 4 things down. And I'm telling you, you're going to feel amazing. So thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. Like I said, if I was blabbering, I'm sorry. This was kind of like something that was spur in the moment. This was something that was in my head to talk about. And I hope this was able to motivate you and inspire you. And I just want to thank every single one of you guys that support me as an individual, my podcast, my YouTube channel, my business. Thank you guys so much. It's literally sometimes overwhelming because I don't notice not how fast, because it literally took a while, but I don't notice how hard I work and how fast I'm growing, if that makes sense, and how much I'm inspiring. Sometimes I have to take a step back and be like, whoa, okay, Aida. But yeah, thank you guys so much for every single one of you guys that support me and that are real ones, because I'm telling you, I have my moments, but you guys keep me going. So thank you. I love you guys so much. Continue sharing the podcast, share on your story, tag me. I would love to repost you on my story. DM me. Also, I am offering a one-on-one call now. That's one of my first services that I'm offering for my business. So if you do want to hop on a call, one-on-one call with me, we could talk about business, your goals, your struggles, personal life, anything like that. Go ahead and go on angelxcollections.com and book a one-on-one call. So thank you guys so much. I love you guys, and I'm going to go ahead and catch you on the next episode. Aida out.